Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. I also see there's a few people live, and shout outs to the real ones that been rocking. I have to definitely catch some of y'all replays in case I don't catch them. First things first, you already know. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Thursday. Hopefully, everybody was able to get smoothly through the work day, through the school day. And for those in the city, yeah, it's a little bit chilly out, but again, make sure you bundled up. And in certain spots where it's still treacherous as far as ice and snow, so make sure you're keeping yourself safe. And please do not, I repeat, do not be running around in them areas where it is too icy. Watched somebody earlier almost ran himself into the streets because he wanted to play around. Can't play around when it comes to dangerous black ice. Dude could have damn near killed himself. Excuse me for saying it that way. But you gotta be mindful and careful, especially out here. You know? Appreciate everybody that tuned in earlier for the conversation. Definitely was a good one. And if you missed it, you can catch the replay. Yep. Tonight, um, question that's being asked: when does the madness stop, and where does it stop? Um, I want to finish. Want to finish what I started earlier, basically. Again, about you parents coming together to unite and to do the right things as far as your kids is concerned. Um, there's some of you who actually need to take this into consideration again. Your kids are supposed to be your primary focus. They're supposed to be in safe hands and safe care, even when you're not around. There's some of you who are really not caring about your kids until it's too late. Um, we need to stop seeing things like that. It shouldn't be a situation where a parent is actually now starting to cry and feel a type of way about the loss of a child or their child being locked up in a system that they shouldn't be locked up in. Now, again, you are supposed to definitely have watchful eyes out again because, again, you don't know what your kids are doing. You're not around them, remember? And if you are around them, you need to make sure that they are actually doing the things they're supposed to be doing. They with the people that they say they're supposed to be with, and they ain't out there doing nothing that they ain't supposed to be doing. There's some of you who know your kids is out here boosting and stealing, and you're not chastising them or you're not checking them when you're supposed to. Now, I remember a while back I caught a video clip. It wasn't even a clip. I caught half of a video. Now, there was mixed reactions on that video because some people felt the father was too tough and too stern. But in the same token, that father was doing what he was supposed to be doing, teaching his daughter a lesson. Teaching his daughter that if you're going out in these stores and you lifting items, this is what could happen. You'll have a security guard rolling up on you. They will definitely detain you, and they could possibly arrest you. Or if they don't arrest you because of the age, guess what? Now you can't come into that establishment no more. And I applaud that father because, again, he taught his daughter a lesson, teaching his daughter that there's no need to steal when you can either A, ask, or B, you go work hard for it. Because in the same token, you teaching these kids how to boost, telling them that it's okay to do whatever. But again, it's setting you up for sure. It's setting you up for failure. Because now, if you done got caught in one of these establishments, doesn't matter what the location is. If you got caught in one of these business establishments and they done got the word out about you being a thief, they done got the word out about you, you know, possibly causing distractions or destruction within the store, they will ban you from these areas, and they'll probably ban your parents too. Just imagine you think you going into a mall or you think you going into one of these spots thinking you going to take a family portrait and you get snatched out the portrait because you ain't supposed to be in it. That's embarrassing. Don't think that it can't happen. It can happen. And again, you got to start showing them integrity. There's no integrity in thieving or stealing, especially from the establishments that you frequent every day. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good for your family. You'll have people that will look at you and your people's a whole different way. I watched this happen recently. Guy came in the store thinking he was going to be able to grab something on credit. Nope, can't grab nothing on credit. And you got your family to blame for that. That was the first time I heard something like that. But then again, it probably won't be the last time. Or the other way is, I'm not going to be able to do what you think I'm going to do. You got your peoples to blame for that one. Stealing should be the last thing from these kids' minds, period. I've seen some parents who actually, the minute they found out their kids had stuff in their possession that they wasn't supposed to have, they made those kids go bring it right back and showed them and taught them a valuable lesson about stealing. You're not going to be able to keep thieving and doing whatever and think you're not going to get caught at some point. And I would say that in certain instances, for some of you parents, again, if you know your kids is working around with stuff that you ain't buy them, or they got stuff in their possession they know they ain't supposed to have, you need to question them to find out where they got it from. And if they're going to sit there and lie to you, then you definitely need to put your foot on their neck until you tell the truth. You're going to have to scold them because, again, you're supposed to be teaching them something better. And if you are teaching them, then again, when you see things like this happening, you need to be on the forefronts, regardless of what. Another thing y'all need to teach your kids is, again, don't go out there with this notion of looking to cause violence or cause mayhem. It's not gonna lead them nowhere. I just read a story. It was 3 different subway attacks during this day. One of them could have actually been, no, let me be honest with you. 2 out of those 3 situations could have turned deadly. One situation, and this they still looking for this. They looking for this group right now. 3 people they looking for. And it had 3 separate incidents between Long Island Railroad and between Columbus Circle and somewhere else in Manhattan. Now, see, in that instance right there, I would sit there and tell you, you need to start making sure your kids is not out here wilding for respect. There are cameras everywhere. See, and in this instance right there, yeah, they got clear views of you. They might not have a clear view of your face, but then you forgot. They got technology now to where even if they get a glimpse of your face, they got ways to zoom in, do whatever, even on some CSI type stuff. Okay, let's see who this person really is. Love baby, what's going on, baby? Now again, when they get caught up, it's not going to look good for them. Because if you want to be technical, that's 2 attempted murders right there. You got one trying to push somebody off the subway or off the subway into the tracks, and you got another one that's stabbing. So basically, it's cool for y'all to just run around and try to cause this type of pandemonium. Just remember, when you making decisions like that and they end up being that costly, don't look for no help. I hear you, love baby. Shoot, I'm at work now as we speak. And see, this is what I'm saying. Um, when you're going to that form of you're going to that form of excuse my language, but fuckery, knowing damn well this could cause somebody their life or grave injuries, there should be no pity. I'm sorry. And I'm speaking to those who are not going to get in control of their kids when they're supposed to. If something happens, even if it ends up happening to your kids, you can't expect people to feel sorry, and you definitely can't think that anybody else is at fault. No, you're at fault just like your kids are at fault. James, what's going on? Didi, what's going on, baby? And I'm sorry, but that's the worst thing in the world. Again, to know that your kids is out here doing stuff and you not trying to do anything to check them, to put them in a place, or at least just stop the nonsense from happening. Now again, all three the picture that I just seen of all three of them look young. And this is the problem. If it's not the teens, it's the young adults. Like some of y'all not even trying to reach past 21. Gotta make it make sense. There's more to life than trying to cause pain and misery to people. There's more to life than that. And I think that is the saddest thing again when you're not taking that time out to educate. Not so much as dictate, but educate. Educate your kids that there's more in life than robberies. Teach them that there's more to life than just being on being on point with the newest and latest music. Y'all got to start teaching these kids from the ground up. There are some things that should never be tolerated. Your kids shouldn't be out here lifting and boosting. And you shouldn't be encouraging them to do the crimes neither. Again, this camera's damn near everywhere. So when you're doing certain acts, don't think you're not being recorded, especially on these subway systems, prime example. You're being recorded whether you believe that or not. You might not see a camera, but there's definitely a camera there watching. How you think sometimes they get these pictures of people on the train, even if nobody is taking the picture? They don't think that there's not cameras sitting there watching. Court, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. But don't think that these cameras don't see everything that you do. I remember one year I was across town and I had just swiped my Metro card, got on the train. The two dudes came behind me. One got away scot free, the other one didn't. When the other one did decide they wanted to hop the fare, they got caught. Why? Because the cop came walking right out that secret, well, it ain't even a secret door. I think that's supposed to be for maintenance. It looked like it was a little small ass closet, but he popped up out that shit real quick. See again, even if it's not cameras there, there's always going to be some sort of watchful eye in them areas. You need to be mindful of what you know. Only reason why I feel a little upset only because again, all these pictures I seen, they look young as hell. Like, what is the thrill of getting off of somebody's pain and misery? What is it? Like, what causes y'all to really get to that mode of things? You can't give somebody their life back if you've done something that could have caused them their life. I'm gonna chop in on a few things, but I mostly just want to finish off what I started about, parents having an equal balance. And this is why, again, kids need both mothers and fathers in this picture. Because you're going to continuously keep getting the same old repeated results. Man, a lot of you should love your kids. And you should be doing the best you can for them. And that's the one thing that sickens me when here it is, supposed to be a little bit more peaceful and a little bit more guided in direction, and we being misguided and misdirected, we getting redirected. And again, I feel bad because these are going to be youngins that once they get wrapped up, who knows how long they going to do. And again, that's attempted on both of them. That's attempted murder on both of them. You try to push one, or you already pushed one onto the subway track. Then you had another incident, somebody being stabbed, another one being attacked. Just like yesterday, didn't make no sense. It took 3 of y'all to gang up on a young boy, beat him with belts just to take his sneakers. That's why I said the city is becoming how it used to be in the early 90s. And that's not good. I'm speaking to my peoples in the city right now. That shit ain't looking good. It's bad enough, again, you got migrant problems going on right now, but then now you have to also still worry about the same old peanut butter and jelly bullshit. This is my thing. You already got to worry about people out there with severe mental health crises and psych traumas that are out there possibly attacking people. You got homeless people out there, even if they ain't on that level of having mental health. They are just as scared as anybody else because they can't trust nothing. James number 8, what's going on, my guy? Some of it is mental illness, love baby. Some of it ain't. Some of it is just pure laziness. Families and parents not doing what the hell they supposed to do. Which is really becoming sad in that instance. Because it's bad enough you have to deal with that. You have homeless people out here who are causing attacks. Some of them have mental health, some of them don't. Some of them are just tired of being out on these streets and having to worry about attacks. Jewel, what's going on, baby? Now, again, even with that situation right there, yesterday didn't make no sense. All 3 of y'all had to attack one person just to take his sneakers. Now, guess what? You took his sneakers for what? You can't sell them. It wouldn't matter if they was new or not. Once they already on your feet, or once they done been on your feet more than once, they ain't new no more. So what was the use of taking what was the use of taking his sneakers? What was the use of even embarrassing him like that? You beating him with belts like you're his parents. Make it make sense. This is a time when people want to do things to embarrass people and then record the shit. But some of y'all are going to get a rude awakening. Serious, what's going on, baby? Some of y'all are going to get a rude awakening because you're going to go out there with that intent on doing something and it's going to backfire. Parents, you need to start getting on the ball with your kids. Fathers, you're gonna have to start really implementing yourselves and being in your kids' life, no matter what the situation is. Again, like I spoke about earlier, there's some of you who are canceling each other out, and you fail to realize it's not about solely your purposes no more. It's about the purpose of raising that child or raising these children to be better, productive citizens. Yeah, because I didn't fully finish reading the story, but from what was said, they came on the train, they attacked him with belts, and then they took his sneakers. What was the purpose? And that boy is only 13. Like, there are really some sick, sad people out there. And some people are really just evil. I'm not gonna hold you. Because if at any time you could think, and then now I'm going to the other story I was talking about. But anytime you could think to try to push somebody on the subway track, where's your mindset at? Now, what if you would have pushed that person and the train would have been coming as you did that? You're not thinking about that. You're going to have to pay for all of those injuries if that person doesn't, prime example, if that person does survive, but still gets severely injured. You don't think you're going to be paying the consequences, or your parents going to be paying the consequences for that? They're going to be paying something. I would tell anybody that's on these subways, especially on the late night tip, be aware of your surroundings. I don't care if you got your earbuds in. Be aware of your visual surroundings and make sure everything is up to par. Because now we got people that just don't care. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I don't care. I'm going to get away with it. But some of y'all still fail to realize there are cameras all around these subway systems, even in the spots you don't think there's a camera at. This is how they're able to catch footage or catch film or catch any type of photos of somebody when some shit has been done. You know this already. Again, parents, start having these talks. Start making sure your kids is coming up in the right light. Now, if they want to do what they want to do when they get into adulthood, then that's on them. But again, your job is not over. And there are some of you who are encouraging the madness. You're sitting there and upholding them in wrong. You can't uphold your kids in wrong when they've done stuff that they shouldn't have done. Like I said, back to that father that was basically showing his daughter what the hell could happen if she gets caught stealing. Y'all parents need to start getting back to that. Love Baby, they still got some of them cameras. Some of them subway lines, they do got those cameras. They built into those little poster shits that they got on it. Because one time I know for a fact there was nobody on the train in particular, but they got a photo that same day of somebody, they did some shit. How would they get a picture if nobody was on that cart with them? Because I was looking. Nobody was in that cart, but they got a picture of them. They got those cameras. Them shits work. But again, it's so much stuff going on. Think about it. If I'm in this area where it's too crowded, you're not going to be able to see too much. And when the little things, those little mini cams ain't somewhere working, you do have people who will take pictures or will catch surveillance of certain shit, which is needed because it's safety at the end of the day. More on that. You mean to tell me I gotta possibly worry about somebody trying to push me, somebody possibly trying to attack me or harm me, and I'm trying to go home? Or I could be possibly going to work. There's some people who are on the way to work and then get to work because they got to worry about laying up in the hospital. Or they got to worry about being in the police center, filling out a report and doing everything else along those lines. Who really wants to go through all of that? There's some of y'all who really need to just chill the hell out. You're doing shit because nobody is checking, because nobody has stopped you. But remember, at some point, you're going to get stopped. It's called humbleness. Be humble, stop doing the things you're doing, and get back on good terms with yourself. Now, again, a certain situation is sad because you're really going back to stealing clothes and stealing items that you could buy. I feel like this. There's some of y'all who are running around with expensive just coats on alone. If you got the nerve to have an expensive coat, how you don't think to have the opportunity to go do something for yourself? There's some of you who think that because your parents probably ain't getting you certain things that calls for you to go out there and go steal. No, shouldn't. Cutthroat, what's going on, my guy? You know, and that's the saddest thing about it again. For those that live in the city, or even those who've been around the city or come from the city, you ain't even out here no more. Y'all know it's the same damn things you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about crazy people. But then you also gotta worry about people who are completely sane and still doing stuff just to do it. Some people are doing certain things because I believe there's still initiations going on with certain gangs and all of that. In order for you to be down and show that you down, you gotta harm somebody. Make it make sense. What does harming an innocent person, a civilian, have to do with anything? What does that have to do with growth? Make it make sense. Oh no, 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 love baby. I'm talking about some of these people who are actually doing the crimes. If I'm seeing that you walking around, prime example, you walking around, not diesels, what's the other shoes, man? If I see you walking around with some expensive shoes, some Gucci, Prada, something like that, you walking around with stuff that I know for a fact costs more than $100. How you out here robbing people? Make it make sense. You got people who don't even present that they at least look like they got something, and they still get accosted and robbed because people just be that damn desperate. You desperate to take somebody's cell phone, and 9 out of 10, you probably ain't gonna be able to use it, sell it, do anything. So what was the purpose of doing it? That's like you going to take somebody's iPhone right now. If that person got instant ways to lock that phone or even let it be known what's what, now what you gonna do with it? Lady Shay, what's going on, baby? Like, what you gonna do with it for real? You basically saying you just got a phone for nothing. What you gonna try to sell it for parts? So you can possibly do. And even still, you ain't gonna get much. So why go through that? Or you might not even be able to get to your destination, even with that phone being off. Because if that phone has a specific GPS tracking on it, even while the phone is off, you're being followed. So why go through the hassle? Why go through the madness and try to harm somebody for something that you could have just went out there yourself, worked hard for it, and got it yourself? Like, you got to make that make sense. You think somebody's pain and misery is supposed to lie on me because I couldn't control myself to say, nah, let me just go do this the right way. Come on now. World famous, what's going on, my guy? Exactly. You need to go out and find a job or go find something that's going to work for them. Because see, that's the thing. Some people get fascinated with the quick fix. They get fascinated thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be my quick come up. This is gonna be my profession right here. I'm gonna catch a lick, I'm gonna do this. And then essentially you still not winning. You doing all of this robbing and thievery for what? And you ain't even coming up on nothing. And whatever you are coming up on, you're not doing what you need to be doing with it. You're simply spending it and giving it back. Realist, what's going on, my guy? You got to make it make sense for real. Why is it so hard for some of y'all to really just believe in yourself, strengthen yourself, and go do something honest to get something? You think it's cool for me to want to run down on an elderly person just because they might, even if it's the newest technology that they might just be getting used to? You think it's cool for me to run down on them and try to get them for credit cards or anything that I think? No, it's not going to work. And guess what? You're doing stuff like that and you fail to realize you have a grandmother, you have a grandfather, you have people in your family, uncles or aunts that could be old like that. Would you rob them too? I got a question for some of y'all parents out there, at least to those who I feel need to hear it. What would you do if your child is the one that robs you? How would you feel if your firstborn, secondborn, it don't matter. How would you feel if your children was the ones that robbed you? How would you feel? What would be your first thought of action? I know what mine would be. Mine would be, you're definitely disowned. Like, I'm gonna forgive you, but I'm not accepting you back in my life regardless to what. Because you went against all grains. One thing you should never do, and there's some people right now who are suffering because they have done such things as that. You robbed from your own damn mother or father for what? When you could have just been real about it. Nah, I don't blame you. Look, love baby, you're gonna have to do that. I would say that to all you ladies out there, especially the ones who are working, who work throughout the day and come home late. Whether you driving or you on these subways, make sure you are being aware of your surroundings. And if something don't feel right, follow your instinct. And if it's certain things are happening, you need to either scream and yell for help or try to defend yourself the best way possible. At least until you are able to get the help you need. But that is a question I'm gonna ask. How would you feel if your child was the one that robbed you? I'm quite sure half of the people, like I said, they gonna definitely disown their children. They gonna definitely wash their hands and leave it to the higher power. Because there's no way you can tell me you can even get that low and that desperate. Nah, lady, says the truth. Because it's a damn shame that you would sit here and even get to that low. I'm gonna rob my moms. I'm gonna rob my pops. I'm gonna rob my grandparents. And then look, some of y'all doing shit because we already know what it is. You already messing and experimenting with drugs. Because for you to even want to thief from somebody, even if it's your family, that means you got some sort of a drug problem that you can't fix. And if it ain't drugs, that means you just don't care. You also focus on the money. And that's why I said parents need to start teaching what they need to teach. Start teaching them the value of a dollar. Teach them the value of hard work. For the fathers who are involved and still involved, start showing your kids something better. If you working, whether it's construction, working in the office, security, whatever it is you're doing, you're working, show your kids the value of a damn dollar. Teach them that life is more than just materialistic items. Life is exactly what you make it. You want to make it easy, you can make it as easy. Yeah, you got to be willing to put in some sort of dedication and some sort of work. Sad what kind of society we living in right now. Again, where elders can't even come out and enjoy themselves. Kids can't come out and enjoy themselves. And when they do come out, they still got to worry about situations of that magnitude happening. For anybody that think it's cool, again, to be running down on elderly folks, running down on handicapped folks of either kind, whether they mentally or physically, nah, your karma comes. I see. I'm a firm believer again in karma. That karma will come back in more than one way, and if it don't hit you, it's gonna hit somebody in your family. Silverback, what's going on, my guy? Hammer, what's going on, baby? You know, and I think that's the most damaging part about it. Again, when you're not showing sternness, and when you're not teaching and reaching your children the way you're supposed to, you're gonna get situations like that. Now, I'm about to go a little deeper after that, but I just wanted to brush this off again for some of you that need to hear it. I don't care if you're younger parents, older parents. You got kids that are under the age, you better start definitely making sure you're doing what you need to do. Keep them afloat. Keep them at the top of their game. Motivate them to do something outside of foolery. Motivate them to not be another victim of circumstance, either through the system or through an early graveyard. The craziest part about it, you have to discipline. When you spare the rod, you spoil the child. But see, the problem with the society now, we see what it is. Some of it is being blamed on these um, these quote unquote systems that was put into place. So again, you're telling people how to raise their kids when they should be raising their kids the way they see fit. You're telling them that they can't discipline their kids, and if the minute a kid feels like they're being abused, that they should call child services. Look at those kids who call child services on their parents and not a damn thing happened outside of their parents disciplining them like they were supposed to. This is what I'm saying. They are creating it the way the kids are essentially making the grown up decisions. This is why is this is why it's really about that time. You parents are gonna have to stand on a united front, no matter what the hell your situation is within each other. Y'all need to stand together as a front for these kids, and you need to raise them the best way possible. Because now, when something does happen to your child, who's essentially gonna be left holding the ball? Whose fault is that? Is that your fault or is that your kid's fault? No, it's your fault essentially because you wasn't paying attention. And it's sad that some of y'all don't want to, again, take pride within yourself to say, yeah, I see why my parents are doing certain things, or I see why because some of these parents ain't going to just give you everything you want. There's some kids who get mad because their parents are not doing what they think they should be doing. But at the end of the day, look here, I'm putting food on your damn stomach. I'm putting clothes on your back and a roof over your head. You need to respect that more than anything because you could have been out in the streets. You could have been sleeping in the car. You could have been sleeping somewhere that could have been unsafe for everybody. You know? BMF, what's going on, my guy? Well, see, again, some of y'all only thinking for self. You're being selfish in that same instance, too. And I think that's something that needs to be fixed. And this is what I'm saying. Got to be more careful in what's going on in life. I don't think it's fair. It's not fair at all that, again, we have these type of crimes happening because some of it is mental health and some of it is because parental advisory is not being put into place. There should be no reason why my kid is under the age of 18 and my kid is outside past 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, especially on a school night. That ain't happening. At least in my opinion, if this was mine, it wasn't happening because it didn't happen to me. I wish I could. Like I said, I wish I was a young one in this damn age group right now. And even still, it wouldn't happen because it ain't nothing outside after a certain time. Nothing outside but drama, misery, and chaos. So what's the use of being out there if you ain't got nothing to be done? This is why I was saying to some degree they need to start bringing back a lot of these different programs, especially the programs that was giving these kids better options or giving them thinking methods. Because even if they coming from a background where it's not too savory, they could at least break that curse and still be a part of something. Sad that some of these people ain't reaching their full potentials because the parents is not pushing them to their full potential. And I would say this again: you want better, you have to start showing better. Now, another situation I was hearing about. Now I'm speaking again, and I'm speaking to those who don't have kids, or I'm speaking to those who are thinking about having kids, or I'm speaking to those who actually have a kid in the world, and you're not being the best of parent. Um, if you know you really don't want to have anything to deal with, why bring them into the world? Or why bring them into the world and then you start neglecting them, abusing them, or even worse? I was reading a story about this man. He called the cops. This was years ago. It was basically a cold case that just got solved. And the sad part about that cold case, the whole time, you come to find out the father was the one that committed that crime. Called the cops, said he found his son in the house dead and everything else. And come to find out, the father was the one that did it. Now, how? Because he took him directly to where the body was at. There's some mothers and fathers out there that should never be creating life again because you already had life here and you destroyed it just by your evil senselessness. Miss Tracy, what's going on, baby? And it's the saddest thing about it. There's some of you who don't need to ever bring kids in the world if that's how you're going to treat them. If you're going to neglect them in any way, shape, or form, you essentially, man, listen, you might as well give them up to somebody who actually want them. Give them a chance in life since you don't want to give them a chance. Clear evilness and irresponsibility. There are kids losing their lives to parents because their parents are not feeding them. If it's not that, the parents are abusing them. They're suffered from certain injuries. Now it's becoming worse and worse. Head traumas, so on and so forth. Again, no child should ever have to worry about being brought into this world to just be misused and neglected. No child should ever have to worry about if they're going to make it to see another day because of abuse. And I would say this in this instance too. There are some of you men and women out there who are putting the wrong people in your life. Again, you only solely worrying about the beauty and everything else, and you're not worried about if this person is completely compatible and capable of keeping themselves within order. Damn shame. And some of these kids losing their lives because the mothers is with these type of dudes that ain't shit. Vice versa. These dudes is losing kids because they with some of these women who ain't shit. Again, if at any time you could think to cause any type of harm or abuse to a kid, you don't need to be thinking about bringing no kids in the world. You don't need that. And you shouldn't need that because, again, the only thing you're going to do is set them up for a downfall that they ain't ready for. Jersey Hood, what's going on, my guy? I could have never thought to bring a kid in the world and I'd abuse them. I would neglect them. My first child, man, listen, I ain't saying he or she gonna be spoiled, but the fuck out of here. It ain't gonna be no I'm abusing them. You ain't gonna get no ACS case, none of that. But do what the hell I'm supposed to do as a damn parent. And I'm gonna raise the bar even higher to make sure I do what I need to do as a parent. And that's what some of y'all are gonna have to start doing. And if you're gonna be irresponsible, if you don't want to take care of life, then you should make sure you give that life to somebody who will actually do right by it. Look how many kids done got tossed up in this foster system because of irresponsible parenting, neglectful parenting. If you know you on drugs, you need to go get yourself clean. And you shouldn't just clean yourself up for yourself. You should get clean because, again, you need to focus on them kids. Tanya, what's going on, baby? I'm sorry. That's the worst form of evil. And honestly, I don't care if you don't believe it. That higher power don't sit right with that because you taking out your bloodline at the end of the day. So don't think you ain't going to get some sort of consequences or repercussions behind that. Even if it don't do something to you physically, it'll do something to you mentally. At some point, your conscience will eat you. There's some of you who feel like you that far gone that you don't care about nothing until you actually get stopped in your tracks. You know, again, your job as a parent is to keep your kids from behind the walls and keep them from an early grade. You are supposed to make sure that they are being uplifted in the right fashion, the right way, so they can continue the bloodline going the way it's supposed to be going. Again, it's supposed to be about not so much as generational wealth, but generational peace and happiness. And how can I expect my kid to be happy or learn any type of happiness if I'm not teaching them? Again, there's some of you who won't even give your child a chance. And I honestly feel if you're not going to give your child a fighting chance, give your kids up. Sign over your rights because obviously you wasn't prepared for that. But you know who going to suffer the most out of all of that when you do so? That child. Because that child will never know you, never have a bond with you, nor nothing. How can I sit there and say I had a close relationship with somebody I barely know? Make it make sense. And it's sad because I really feel it's more than just mental sickness when some of these parents are doing the unthinkable to their kids. And in my opinion, too, it's still a generational curse. Everything cool, BMF. It's more than just a generational curse. That's just pure evilness right there. Kev, what's going on, my guy? Let's think about that story a while back with that mother and father hiding their kids. And look, you had a couple of those young kids who malnutrition, almost to the point of dying. You got these kids chained up, not coming out, not doing nothing. It's sad that again, I feel like this to my extent of what I'm seeing. There's some people, whether you're bringing kids into the world or not, you need to be psychologically evaluated. Yeah, you're gonna need that because you want to make sure these kids are actually going home to good parents, not going home to abuse, neglect on any kind. Ah, come on, man. Again, it comes right back solely to what I said earlier. Some of you need to be more careful on who you vetting or who you laying down with and bringing kids in the world with. I can't see myself being that irresponsible, bringing the kid in the world with somebody that don't even care about themselves. If you see a person don't even care about their well-being, why would you bring any type of kids in the world with them? You're putting yourself and you putting your kids at danger. I'm sorry, because these type of stories, yeah, they gonna hit me a little bit. Because again, I know people that I've lost because of that. My mom's friend was definitely one of the most beautiful people inside and out. And I feel if she was even here to this day, she would even be for the messages I'm for because again, she didn't get a chance to really live her life the way she wanted to. Just imagine you got beat up. You came out the hospital, got beat up again to the point where you don't wake up. There's some of you women out there who need to start strengthening yourselves, start getting yourselves right. No abuse should be tolerated. And if you with somebody that's abusive, I don't care what level it's on, you need to get the hell up out of Dodge. And the same thing with some of you fellas. There's some of you who are putting your life at risk because you putting the wrong type of women in your life. No doubt, lady, shit, you already know panel always going to be open in case anything, you know. Like, see, with me, I don't rush people. When people feel comfortable on the topics, they can pop in and talk about it. I know there's some topics who it's gonna ruffle some feathers, basically. Ain't nothing that I ain't used to though. Yeah, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers because we need to have these talks and conversations. Where else are we getting this from? Nah, but you know what real is the saddest part about it, and that's exactly what's happening. Because again, I don't care how good your cat is. If I know you don't care about yourself, value yourself, and I know you're abusive, I don't need to be around you. Let me keep it pushing. And I ain't gonna sit there and do no acts to have to get rid of you. I'm gonna tell you straight to your face. This ain't gonna work. You have to start asserting yourselves and start standing up for yourselves. See, I was saying this instance, there's some of you women out there who think you just gotta have any type of man in your life. No. Let's revisit this. You got more than one kid, or you got two kids, three kids, even if you feel you at a point where you just want to be settled down with somebody, you better make sure you settling down with somebody that's gonna be on the same accord with you, period. You got kids, that person might got kids, and y'all just worried about companionship and all the other shit, then I ain't bet. Cool. Keep it like that. But don't just incorporate people in your life and don't really get the full scoop on them. Yeah, but that's the saddest part about it, though, realist, because again, they set themselves up for danger. You ladies that's only thinking about good deed, guess what? That good deed gonna get you in some trouble at some point. You already got some of y'all acting foolish now. Some of y'all acting foolish over community D, just like some of you dudes is acting crazy over community P. I ain't gonna get crazy like that tonight. I'm gonna try to lower my little cursing to a degree. All right, Willis, did you just apologize? Hey, yo, Willis, did you just apologize? Hold on. Bro, did you just apologize for real? Matter of fact, let me go get you. I'm tired. I knew you was going to. Now, here. Did you just apologize? Here, come get your nephew. Here, come get little Bruce. Come get little Bruce. Nah, you good, bro. Come on, son. You ain't got to apologize for nothing. Ain't nobody got to apologize for nothing in here, though. Y'all free to speak your minds and everything in here. Y'all know this. But again, you got to understand this. And you put yourself. See, there you go. But when you put yourself in these dangers because you only solely focusing on the physical attributes and the beauty, and you only focusing on just how it's going to be with that person, you completely disregard and neglect everything else that you shouldn't be neglecting. And again, there are some of you who, again, stop putting yourself and putting your children in danger. It is time again to start loving yourself and start believing in yourself. And also, again, just start coming together for the right thing. And again, if you feel that children are going to be a downfall, if you feel that children ain't going to be something that you're about, then give them to somebody who will give them a fighting chance in life. You might not want them to fight for life or fight for a good chance, but that don't mean they shouldn't get that. Stop being so selfish and just thinking about yourself. Hey, don't be calling me silly. Hey, Lady Shay. Hey, come get little Lamont. Hey, you see him in here? You see him over here? Come get little baby Lamont. Come get Lamont. Oh, kiss the baby, love him, embrace him, bask in it. Damn it. But you gotta understand that though. No, I mean, seriously, you have to come to that conclusion. Your safety is supposed to be always the. Oh shoot, that's how true it is. Almost knocked something out this wall. But your safety is supposed to be the number one thing, no matter what. Ghetto child, what's going on, baby? I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But again, you're supposed to think about it. Your safety is the number one more than anything. What's more important, my safety or me getting some of this good old stuff for the night? That could be the last time I end up getting something dependent. Because again, if you're not in tune, if that person that you're trying to deal with ain't got all of their own They ain't got all these screws tight. Guess what? You're putting yourself in danger. For all you know, that person could be plotting on your demise, and you'll never know it. Because why? You are solely focusing again on the physical. You ain't focusing on your safety. Wait a minute. Dee telling. Wait a minute. Is Dee telling? Uh, is Dee telling her brother to go to sleep? Yo, really, you better hold that down, son. You the big brother, so you better hold that down, son. Oh man, you know what? You gotta understand that. I don't care how good anything is. That shouldn't be worth, or that shouldn't be the thing that drives you. Physical attributes shouldn't always attract people. You know what attracts people? Actually having a mind, actually being themselves, and actually living the way they feel is keeping them above ground. Oh, I'm sorry, Shay, baby. Angela, what's going on, baby? You know, like, come on. Am I supposed to risk my safety and my freedom just for some good cat? No. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to speak about. Yeah, yeah. Some of you men and women out there putting yourselves in dangerous positions. And I'm talking about off this internet. You're putting yourself in dangerous positions. There are some of you who are meeting people, and in that same token, you're about to jump out the window for somebody you don't know or you never physically met. You better chill out. I'm telling you this right now. Because we still in the age of catfishing. Um, you got to make sure that no matter how you decide to play the odds with this dating game, that again, you're being wise enough and being more cordial as far as what you're doing. This is my whole thing about it. Again, if you never, and I mean never, had any type of real interactions with people, you don't just jump off the damn bandwagon and go jump on a plane somewhere. I could have met somebody in California. Does that mean I'm jumping on a plane immediately to go up there? No. Hell no. We better meet somewhere in the middle. And that's not even still going to happen. Like, no. If I don't fully know you like that, why the hell would I go that far with you? Again, some of y'all need to stop taking these unnecessary risks. Because those are going to be the risk where your downfall will play and people will be sad. Your family's going to be sad. Friends are going to be sad. Why? Because again, you didn't take the chance to avoid danger. Some of you ladies, you go with these men because you think they cute. You think because this or because they got something going on to a degree that, like, yeah, there's not going to be no issues. But I've always said this. The minute abuse starts at any level, whether it's verbal, physical, even mental, you got to get the hell up out of Dodge. Listen, BMF, everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel about kids. Um, if that's what you solely feel, then hey, that's on you. And there's nothing wrong with that because there's some people who have done that. I'm comfortable with how my life is. Me adding the kid is only going to make it a little bit more complicated. But then again, even if you're gonna have kids, again, make sure you bringing them in with somebody that's on the same level with you. Make sure that y'all both gonna be in the rod, the long haul and the ride together. Because guess what? I can't be in the car with somebody if they gonna jump out on. They gonna jump out in the middle of a damn drive. Can't do that. Again, it's solely about not just who you put in your life, but what things you put in your life that's going to keep you happy and keep you here long. Safety. Safety at all costs. And before you become another victim of circumstance, better get yourself right. You can't trust certain things. And when you can trust, it's usually because you're following what your spirit is basically in tune with. If you feel this person is definitely somebody that's giving you the good vibes, no matter what level you dealing with them on, those are the people you incorporate. You might meet some new people, might spark new friendships. And if these people are really down for you, like you down for them, those are the people you keep around you. Those are definitely the people you keep around you. But some people have to understand this too. And this is why I brought back up a while back about learning how to deal with rejection. And you parents need to teach these kids again how to deal with rejection. Because when they don't, they will make irrational decisions that could cost them. Look how many situations we had where these young kids are killing young kids because they don't know how to deal with any type of rejection. They let their aggression and their emotions get the best of them. Then we just had this talk the other day. Like I said, that young girl could have found out the hard way. Because if that would have been a cop that just didn't give two shits, she would have either been sitting in the damn precinct or she could have been tased and sitting somewhere else that she didn't want to sit. Teach them that it's okay to accept rejection for what it is. See, even when it comes down to the simplest things like sports, teach them that it's all right. Listen, you're not going to be successful in almost all these things you try to do. But just because you might not be successful at that time frame, that don't mean you can't be successful at some point. If I got cut from a basketball team, prime example, am I supposed to allow that to shape the way I feel about life? No. Listen, I didn't make the cut. All right, I'll try again next time. Hopefully this time around I'll make it. If I can't make it, I'm going to continue to try until I feel I can't try no more. And then from there, you keep it moving. See, there's some of you who, in my opinion, you have that Steve Urkel mentality. You keep trying to push and push and push on people that don't want to be pushed on. You keep pushing and pushing on people that, again, don't see you the same way. But there's some of you who will continuously go against the grain and even be a nuisance to a point where this is where we get stalkish behavior. And if nobody ever noticed to a degree, maybe it's just me. But even watching that, for prime example, when you are popping up out of places that people ain't expecting you to pop up out, that's creepy vibes right there. That's stalkish vibes right there. If you're popping up in places that I'm not expecting you to pop up at, nah, that's a problem right there. Because why are you following? Or why are you making it that difficult to understand that, look, you might not have a chance with me, or you don't have a solid chance with me at all. I'll be honest with you, BMF. I just read what you wrote. Guess what? The same way you got people who are mentally challenged and they're bringing babies in the world and they're doing the right thing. Some of them suffer from the same thing, seizures, so on and so forth. You can still go through what you're going through and bring life into the world. But that's, again, if you solely choose to do so. And if you're going to be responsible, then why not do it? You know? There's people right now that can't do as much as they want to, but they're still being a part of their children's life. So, again, it's more focused on spending enough adequate time with these children and teaching them something. Trust me, there's people out here who got kids that don't got neither limbs, but they don't care. They're happy for the fact that they brought life into the world, and they're ready to be a part of their kids' life, even if they are limited to certain things that they could do. They still do it. And you're going to hear a bunch of crunch. I had to come out for a minute. But again, it's solely just about being the best parent you can be, no matter what your situation is. No matter what you could be suffering from, it is about being the best parent and being the best option that you can be. Because again, your kids are solely going to look up to you for the guidance. And if you ain't bringing that possible guidance, you ain't getting nowhere. Yeah, all that damn crunching. So what? I ain't saying nothing about you crunching them taco burritos. Pass them taco burritos, taco burritos. I know it's the work floor. I had to come out, but told you certain areas are still treacherous right now. This is nothing but ice over here I'm stepping on. So I'm trying to hope for my Timberland boot's sake, I'm good. Oh, it broke. Yeah, I am eating a 24-piece of chicken. Icebox chicken. Oh, coming to the store near you. Come to Icebox chicken. Nah, again, apologies. Told you. Gonna get some of that. You heard that shit this morning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, almost broke something. Oh. Make sure I don't break nothing for real. Don't worry. Still paying y'all attention. Still paying y'all attention. No, but again, yeah, you gotta think about better opportunities in life. Again, you love your kids, be the best you can be for them kids. Show them that the world does not necessarily revolve around evilness and chaos. You know, you gotta understand that part right there. No matter what your situation is, once you know you got kids coming in the world, be the best that you can be. Even if you ain't fully financially stable where you want to be at. Show them the value of $1. You're still working. Show them how to get to some sort of success. You know? Gotta understand that part. You might not like it. You might be scared at first, but guess what? Ain't nobody more scared than your kid. because your kid is looking up to you. How can you expect your kids to take into any consideration anything when you're showing them weaknesses? They looking up to you because you are supposed to be the strongest force that's protecting them. But when they see they ain't even being protected, now what you expect? Oh no, you know what's crazy, Tanya? I do got chicken wings for the night. Don't worry, I ain't saving nobody nothing. It's time for me to go on break. I'm busting the wings down, baby. Nobody get nothing. You know, the focus on life should be what it is. You laughing, but I really got chicken wings and something else for the night. Don't worry, you ain't getting nothing. Lord Jesus, don't let me fall down this damn ramp. Help me, Jesus. Oh, 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 I'm hurt. Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh, I'm suing the city for $150 million. We can sell our court right now for $100 million. I'm good. You know, and I want to say this to some who need to hear this. There's things in life that will make you feel like your life is worthless. Your life is not blessed. No, your life is blessed regardless to what you're suffering with. You're still blessed to wake up every day. You're still blessed to kiss the ones and be around the ones that you love and really respect. That's a blessing nonetheless. Again, there's some things in life might feel like you're not going to be able to tolerate, but you can. You're strong enough. Oh, she thought about me here. Oh, now look, Tanya, look at the baby. Look at the precious baby. Come get little baby Brewster. You know, and that's the thing, though. There's some of y'all who even feel to a point you might actually do something to yourself. I would really encourage you and advise that you don't. Take your time and actually think before you do anything critical or crucial to yourself. And if you do have kids in the world, that's another reason for you to be motivated to keep yourself here longer. Because who's going to suffer again when you decide to do the unthinkable? Those children. I want to say for those who feel like life is throwing them nothing but hell and they can't get no type of win, trust me, it will come when you least expect it. I've always believed that there's nothing that gets put in front of your path that you can't overcome or override. Again, it's more about sheer strength, humbleness, and determination. You know, there's going to be certain things that happen in your life because that's a test of your humanity, your spirit, and your faith. Listen, there's been people who've gone through multiple bad lucks, if you want to say. But then the good luck comes right around. Why? Because again, despite everything that was going on, it kept their spirits high. It kept their faith held high. And they didn't quit. And that's the one thing you got to remember. You can't quit. Tanya, I'm good. Don't worry. If I sue, don't worry. Don't worry. Everybody going to get a little piece of the biscuit. Don't worry. Everybody going to get a piece of the biscuit. You know, but you got to keep your spirits and keep your motivation high at all times. It's necessary for those who are new parents. It might be stressful because you're not used to this type of situation, but you don't let it stress you to the point where you neglect your children. That part I believe. You supposed to hear me through the phone, damn it. Look at me crunching. Look at me crunching. Picture me rolling. You know what you gotta understand this part though. Your life is not over just because you've gone through certain battles and certain trials. It's only just beginning. You know, you gotta definitely have that willpower and that strength to keep it going. And this should be encouraging for those anyway. Because again, you need to hear that. Life is never going to throw you easy cards. And even if it does, if you're not playing those cards right, you can forget about everything. You know, again, you gotta believe in yourself and be strong within yourself so you can be strong for those who are with you and behind you. Main thing again, don't second guess yourself. There's certain things in life you ain't gonna get right away, but at some point you'll get it. Just like back in the days when the older folks used to give us and hit us with certain quotables and everything else, they was for a reason. Even if it went over our heads at first, they stuck in our heads because at some point we get to a point in life where we realize what was being said and how it was being said. I thought you was going to bed. See, that's what I'm talking about. Come in here with that damn shit.
I'm tired. I got a storm, and everybody's just going crazy around here, man. Dag, man. No, you know, it's like I said before. When those parents bought that kid that gun, you know, they knew they had a ticking time bomb as a kid. Look at them now, and look at the parents now. They're going to jail. Prison. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So they should have had that gun locked up. But if they had it locked up, the kid would probably know how to break into the doggone thing. You
yeah,
know, it's just now the parents got to suffer the consequences of their stupid son. Yeah. Anywho, yeah,
yeah,
my job's told us to go home. They said stay home. They told us to stay home.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they told us to stay home because we're not doing the risk. They're not risking it right out here. So right now, everywhere I walk it, it's just pure ice out here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
like that in the city too. There's certain areas that sanitation ain't good, that it's still iced up. So
yeah, it's
that's why
still
they
ice.
tell
Yeah. They don't. I don't think nobody knows how to mow and do nothing. But I just say like this: if you have a weapon that your kid not supposed to have, you better make doggone sure that weapon is locked up. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, that kid will find a way to get a hold of that weapon, and they'll uh they'll get it. You know, it's just ridiculous how things is going around here. 2024 is starting to start off with a bang. You know what I'm saying? It's like going off with a bang. It's like people got to try to smell the roses, but nobody wants to smell the roses. All they want to do is just like I said, in this election, I got two old people. And I said it before, Nate. I'm voting for Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. I don't care who it is, but I want them. I'd rather. Shoot.
Mm,
Like I said, it's a darn shame. That's all it is. I got
mm.
two people that are old, and right now, I'm waiting for Simon and Alf. Bring Alf back in here. Ah, oh well. So, are you working?
Yeah, I'm at work now.
Oh, okay. I don't want you to get in trouble or nothing.
Nah, I'm good.
No.
I ain't worried about them. They
Yeah,
gotta worry. They gotta worry about me. That's what they gotta worry about.
yeah. Where people right now they say AI is starting to is here to stay, man. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about it. It could be good and it could be bad, but somebody could use it for their own selfish purposes. And then, like I said, like in Space Odyssey, when they tried to open the pod bay doors, and he told Hal, open the pod bay doors, Hal. I can't do that, Dave. I can't do that, Dave. You know? And Dave found a way to shut down Hal, but like in real life, nobody knows how to shut down AI unless somebody, like I said, somebody out there somewhere is going to use AI for their own Terminator purposes. And y'all better be ready for it. Looks like Nate's having problems with his Wi-Fi or something out here. Da, da, da. Yeah. Oh,
No, I'm not. No, they said my avatar disappeared. So
oh, yeah. Like, you know, it's like it's just a darn shame. But right now they say stay home, which I will do, and I'll have some breakfast in the morning or something like that. But I just want to say, parents, listen, you got to you're the one who raised you gave birth to these kids, and now you got to deal with with your kids' actions if you don't nip it in the bud, okay? Or you will have another kid that's a school shooter, or another kid that's just want to just rampage all over the place, stabbing people, and all that, and you know, get it together, man, because we're on the road to self destruction. You headed for self destruction. Back that rap album they did. That's what's causing everything right now. I'm just saying. Sheesh. What happened to the good old days, Nate, where you just wanted to have fun, not do nothing, and just you know, spit some stuff. I miss those good old days, man. But you can't go back to them. I know, but I want to go back to the good old days where you didn't have to worry about nobody going to a school and shooting you half to death. That's all.
facts. No doubt, love, baby. Appreciate you, baby.
It just seems like it just seems like back there I didn't have to worry about nobody coming into my school shooting up the place. The only thing you had to worry about is your local drug dealer was coming into the school. But that's not it now these days. We didn't have bulletproof backpacks and bulletproof. We didn't have no security guards at our school. It's just it's a different world. I'm just praying for the day that right now in this election, I'll just vote for Shaft at this point. I'll just vote for Shaft or who's that other guy I like? Superfly, yeah. Shaft and Superfly. Superfly as Shaft as president and Superfly as vice president. That would be freaking cool. That would be so freaking cool. Yeah. I say the top 10 movies that'll never be remade. The Warriors, that'll never be remade. The Warriors, uh I think the Warriors is the only one I know right now that will never be remade. Can you dig it? Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, I like the Warriors. That movie it still holds up to this day. Because they didn't have that. Only one guy had a gun. The rest was just using anything they get their hands on: clubs, broken sticks, bats, anything. You know. when those
Yeah.
Trump was chasing the Warriors through that park. He said, I'll take that bat up your ass and make it into a popsicle." Oh, God, man. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I hope people use this AI with great care. But I have a doubt that somebody's going to use it for a Terminator, and we can't shut it down. It's going to be like Skynet. You know what I'm saying? It's it could be all over the world. It's already here. The computers on your phones everywhere. Like once that genie's out the bottle, it's hard to contain it.
Exactly.
Yep. Somebody could use that AI for anything. Right now, they're making humanoid robots in China. They're making like Megan type robots in China. It's really freaking. It's really weird. Just looking at it. It's just. It's just weird. And right now, people is worried about the AI. That's why the actors and the actresses went on strike because of this. Because you can't use their likeness without their permission. But some like I said, AI, you love it and you fear it at the same time. But if you love it, somebody along the line is going to start tampering with AI, and what are you going to do? It's going to start World War III or 17. Okay, so I'd rather avoid AI, but I can't avoid it. It's everywhere unless you use it responsibly. And there's somebody out there that is going to use it for their own selfish and greedy purposes, and I'm scared of it. But what can we do to stop it?
A
Nothing.
lot. Nah, you can. It's just people gotta be willing to try to combat certain shit.
Yeah.
Haley, what's going on, baby? Yellow, what's going on, my guy?
Mm, yeah. It's just like on the Indiana Jones, people try to find the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail. I say just leave those artifacts alone because you never know what you're going to find if you really get into those kind of artifacts. And the dial of destiny, if that thing really existed, what would we do with it? We can't do nothing. We would use it for our own selfish purposes too. It's best to leave some of the artifacts you see alone. That's all. That's all. So, um, yeah. I just figured that 2024 is starting off with a bang, and I just and that Rex Sherman is charged with that fourth murder of that woman on the beach. So um and his wife was there. His estranged wife was in the courtroom. It's too bad we can't have cameras in New York courts. I would like to see the look on her face. And she's trying to say to herself, "Who the bleep did I marry?"
Yeah, but this is what people gotta understand. You can't just solely marry somebody because of specific features or specific things. You gotta make sure that person is on the right accord with you.
Yeah, but they didn't know that their father, now their name is Mud. Every time they go somewhere, say, "Oh, you're the Gilgo Beach Killer's daughter." You know, that's what it is. Like BTK's daughter, she's dealing with it too, and that's a stain that she has to live with for the rest of her life. She shouldn't have to be that. I hate to be a family member that's in a club that you don't want to be in, being related to a nut serial killer. That's all. Yeah, but you have a good rest of your day, your evening, Nate. And
Yeah.
let the younger generation listen to me good. I'm 58 years old. I've seen it all through my lifetime. Y'all, it's not just the younger generation's got to do it. We too, we still got work to do too. Martin Luther King didn't die just for us to lay on our butts all day and do nothing. We got to do action. Action speaks louder than words, and that's what my grandmother would have said to y'all if she was here today. Get off, just do something, take action. Don't just don't say nothing, do it. Okay? Just do it. You know? You know?
Exactly.
Martin Luther King would be rolling over in his grave if he was acting like this. If you see somebody that has a hard time, talk to them. Give them some guidance. You could always prevent another school shooting and everything else. You know? So get on the ball, younger people generation. You're in this new world. We did our thing, but we can still teach y'all how to do things the right way. That's all.
Facts.
Thank you very much. You have a good night, Nate.
You have a good one too, Tony. Peaches.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna do some music on Friday. So anybody wants to come on by, have some good music without all the hassle and stress, you always welcome.
Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, see you later, Nate.
Peaches, Sonya.
You peaches.
Shout outs to Hammer Nation for popping in. Um, link is pinned in case anybody else want to chime in, but if not, I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Felt I dug a little deep today, and I needed to dig deep. At the end of the day, gotta do better. Gotta teach better, and we definitely gotta reach. If we ain't doing that, then we setting the wrong examples, and we're gonna continue to set the wrong examples. This day and age is no time to be half-ass parenting, and like the song said, ain't no half stepping. You either in it all the way, or you're not in it at all. That being said, though, definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in. I know there's still a couple people live right now. Shout outs to all the real ones who've been a part of this collective. Shout outs to D Truth, Real Spill. Shout outs to my boy Diz. Shout outs to everybody that really been a part of this, whether they in the chat every day or not. Um, yeah, this was definitely something that was needed. And I'm gonna definitely revisit this part again. Again, it's time for you parents to start teaching, start showing better examples. You want your kid to be successful, or you want your kids to be a jailbird or not existing no more. The choice is solely up to you, though. And I'm sorry, but in this day and age, you should want better. The main thing I said earlier, and I said it again, it's all about trying to bring success where you need to bring it to. You're already successful. You're already blessed, whether you believe it or not. You're blessed because guess what? You're still able to breathe. You're still able to make something happen in your life. Still able to do for yourself. Remember that part. No doubt, Angela. Appreciate you, baby. Better see your ass in the club tomorrow, baby. Yeah, for those who already know, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Part of me might be on Twitch. Part of me. But if not, I'll be back on the backup tomorrow with some good vibes, definitely. Um, I'll definitely be back in the morning for the site. You already know what time it is. And again, appreciate everybody that's been a part of this build, still being a part of this build, and appreciate everybody that's coming into the fold. Those who might be new to the channel, who might have been sub to the channel and couldn't make no comments right away, just know that I only put on that sub mode for specific reasons. Oh, don't worry. 3 o'clock your time, Angela. Because I know you on the west, so 6 o'clock my time, basically. You know how we do it. But again, when we come in to have these type of talks, we don't need no distractions. We don't need no misery nor chaos. And for everybody that's probably in the shadows watching, I would really surely hope that you hit that like button. Because there's some of you who be watching and don't hit the like button, don't even comment. Again, think. Think solely about what's more important. For you parents out there, again, what's more important? Your children's success or their demise? And another question again, how would you feel? 'Cause I'm going to retackle this again. How would some of y'all feel if you find out your kids are the ones that robbed you? Telling you, again, love, respect, honor. Those will get you a long way in life. Start honoring yourselves and start honoring the things around you, especially if they giving you a balance. With that being said, let me get up out of here. Time for my break. Time for me to bust down this food before it get cold. But I appreciate everybody that's been in here. And again, we'll tackle some of this in the morning. We'll definitely be back in the club tomorrow and could have an open discussion tomorrow night. And the link will be dropped again in case anybody want to chime in. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. And again, hopefully somebody did take something out of this. And hey, it's left for the public to see. It might have been somewhat cursing, but trust me, these people on here have heard worse. But again, just start building back your structure. Start loving yourself. Start loving your kids. Start loving your family. Really is about that time. Can't continue to sit down and go down this road of misery and pain when you can simply just start communicating. Be more, just be more delicate to your situation. You'll see things prosper the way you never imagined. Y'all all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.